Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're delving into a story that touches on family, duty, and the enduring power of support. A story that intertwines the actions of King Charles III and Prince Harry, even amidst the complexities of their relationship. It's a tale of how both men, in their own ways, are championing vital causes, particularly those related to the well-being of injured servicemen and women. And it shows, perhaps, a glimmer of connection, even when official statements remain silent. Just this past Wednesday, King Charles made an unannounced but deeply significant visit. It came on the heels of the Invictus Games, an event spearheaded by Prince Harry, which had just concluded its latest successful run in Canada. Now, while the Invictus Games are undoubtedly a major achievement for Prince Harry, and a source of pride for many, there wasn't any formal, public acknowledgement of the Games from the royal family. We've all been following the, let's say, strained relationship between Prince Harry and his father, King Charles, who, as we know, is bravely battling cancer. But, and this is where it gets interesting, the royal family did release a message that subtly, perhaps unintentionally, echoes Prince Harry's own work. Buckingham Palace, through its official social media channels, shared photographs and details of the king's visit. The message accompanying the images read, and I quote, "The king has visited the Center for Injury Studies at Imperial College London, highlighting the vital research that takes place here." It went on to say, "His Majesty heard how Imperial applies lessons learned from previous conflicts, including in Afghanistan and Iraq, to support the wounded in Ukraine." Now, for those of you who've been following the royal family closely, this visit might ring a bell, and that's because Prince Harry himself visited this very same Center for Injury Studies back in 2013. In fact, he was there for its official opening. So, we see a parallel here, a shared interest in supporting those who have suffered injuries in service to their country. And there's another fascinating connection. During the king's visit, he was shown some of the groundbreaking technology being developed at the center. The demonstration was led by a remarkable individual, former Army captain and parasports athlete David Henson. Mr. Henson, a truly inspiring figure, has a strong link to Prince Harry. He's a former competitor in the Invictus Games, the very games founded by Prince Harry. From the photographs, it's clear that King Charles and Mr. Henson shared a warm and engaging conversation. It's these kinds of connections, these shared passions, that make you wonder, is there more common ground between father and son than the headlines might suggest? The Invictus Games, as many of you know, are incredibly close to Prince Harry's heart. He established them in 2014, with the initial assistance of the Royal Foundation, as a way to use the power of sport to inspire recovery, support rehabilitation, and generate a wider understanding and respect for wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women. It's a truly remarkable initiative, and it's had a profound impact on countless lives. The Games themselves are a spectacle of resilience, determination, and camaraderie. Athletes from around the world, all of whom have overcome incredible challenges, come together to compete in a range of adaptive sports. It's not just about winning medals, it's about the journey, the spirit of overcoming adversity, and the unwavering support they offer one another. It's a testament to the human spirit, and it's something Prince Harry can be immensely proud of. Now, let's return to King Charles's visit to the Center for Injury Studies. This center is at the forefront of research into traumatic injuries. They're bringing together brilliant minds, engineers, scientists, clinicians, to develop innovative approaches to prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation. The work they're doing is truly life-changing, and it's vital for those who have suffered severe injuries, particularly in conflict zones. The palace's statement highlighted how the center is drawing on lessons learned from past conflicts, such as those in Afghanistan and Iraq, to provide crucial support to wounded individuals in Ukraine. This is a powerful example of how knowledge gained in one context can be applied to help others in another. It's about a continuous cycle of learning and improvement, all aimed at providing the best possible care for those who have sacrificed so much. For many of our generation, we've seen firsthand the impact of conflict, either directly or through the experiences of loved ones. We understand the long-term consequences of injuries, both physical and emotional. And that's why the work being done at places like the Center for Injury Studies is so incredibly important. It's not just about treating the immediate injury, it's about providing long-term support, helping individuals regain their independence, and enabling them to live fulfilling lives. It's also worth reflecting on the fact that both King Charles and Prince Harry, despite their differences, are clearly committed to supporting this crucial area. Whether it's through the high-profile platform of the Invictus Games or a visit to a leading research center, both are using their positions to raise awareness and advocate for those who have been injured in service. Perhaps, in this shared commitment, there's a seed of hope for reconciliation. Family relationships can be complex, especially when they're played out in the public eye. But sometimes shared values and a common purpose can provide a bridge, a way to connect, even when other avenues seem closed. What do you think? Is this a sign of a potential thaw in the relationship between King Charles and Prince Harry? Or is it simply a coincidence? Two separate individuals supporting a similar cause? It's a question that many of us are pondering, and it's one that only time will truly answer. But beyond the specifics of the royal family, this story also reminds us of the importance of supporting our veterans and those who have been injured in service, regardless of where they are from. These individuals have made incredible sacrifices, and it's our duty to ensure they receive the care and support they deserve. There are many ways we can all contribute, whether it's through volunteering our time, donating to relevant charities, or simply raising awareness of the issues. Every little bit helps, and it's a way of showing our gratitude and respect for their service. Returning to King Charles' visit, it's clear that he was deeply moved by what he saw and heard at the Center for Injury Studies. The dedication of the researchers, the resilience of individuals like David Henson, and the groundbreaking technology being developed, it's all incredibly inspiring. And while the official statements may not have explicitly mentioned the Invictus Games, the timing of the visit, just days after the Games concluded, is certainly noteworthy. It's hard to ignore the connection, the shared focus on supporting wounded servicemen and women. Ultimately, this is a story about more than just royal visits and headlines. It's a story about human connection, about the power of shared purpose, and about the enduring importance of supporting those who have given so much. It's a story that reminds us that even in the midst of complex relationships and challenging circumstances, there's always room for compassion, understanding, and hope. The Center's multidisciplinary method brings together groups of engineers, researchers, and doctors to create novel approaches to preventing, diagnosing, treating, and rehabilitating patients who have experienced catastrophic injuries. This collaborative effort underscores the complexity of traumatic injuries and the necessity of a holistic approach to care. The improvements in protective equipment, diagnostic instruments, and rehabilitation procedures demonstrate the Center's dedication to improving patient outcomes. King Charles's visit was a demonstration of regal support and served to highlight the critical significance of ongoing research. His involvement with the staff, and notably with David Henson, a former participant in the Invictus Games, demonstrated a personal interest in the advancements and the people behind them. This engagement underscored the significance of the Center's research and the link between the Invictus Games' goal and the Center's activities. The Invictus Games, an international adaptive multi-sport event founded by Prince Harry, have had a lasting influence on how society views injured service members. The Games provide a platform for these exceptional individuals to demonstrate their tenacity, resolve, and skill, defying the limitations imposed by their injuries. The event promotes not just physical rehabilitation but also mental and emotional well-being, cultivating a sense of community and shared purpose among participants. The timing of King Charles's visit, soon after the Invictus Games, might be seen as a subtle nod to the shared principles and goals of both father and son. While the official statements were focused on the center's work and its relevance to present events, such as supporting wounded people in Ukraine, the underlying connection to the Invictus Games' ethos was obvious. This narrative exemplifies the continuing need for comprehensive care and assistance for veterans and injured service members around the world. It serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made by these individuals and the significance of ongoing research and assistance to improve their quality of life. The narrative of King Charles's visit and its link to Prince Harry's Invictus Games emphasize a common cause that transcends personal relationships and highlights the significance of unity in promoting a better future for those who have served. And that brings us to the end of today's video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this story. Do you see a connection between King Charles' visit and Prince Harry's work with the Invictus Games? Share your opinions in the comments below. I always appreciate hearing from you, and your perspectives add so much to the conversation. And, as always, if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a like. Your support helps us to continue creating content that we hope you find engaging and insightful. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.